Okay, so board one. Okay, so here I see at your table it went 2 diamonds, which is, and it's not vulnerable. It's an aggressive week 2, but unfortunately this was a bad time to make an aggressive week 2 because obviously your partner had no diamonds, and so you played in a not great contract. Your 6 of fit, your partner can't be a new suit, it's forcing, and they only have 24 points, so they're probably not going to get to game. So down 4 is probably a very bad score, though obviously you do much better in hearts. If you had passed, you probably would have ended up in hearts because it probably would have gone. They may have opened a club in second chair if they considered ace, king, ace worth a club, but whatever. Now your partner might bid 2 hearts, and that's a much better fit because you have obviously much better hearts. You'll take about 6 or 7 tricks in hearts. The opponents can make some no trump, but it doesn't look like a ton. Let's see what the other tables did. Someone went down in 4 spades. Someone made 4 spades. That was a good result. But it looks like minus 200 was next to a bottom because 4 spades is touch and go, although some people did bid it. 4 spades is off a spade. A couple clubs is handling because the diamonds are 6-0. It's actually not obvious how many tricks you're going to take. But at least that got you a small percentage on the board because I think this was 5 tables, so you got 1 out of 4, so about 25%. But if you didn't get involved, they might easily, if it goes a club, 2 hearts, negative double, they might easily just float into 4 spades. And the problem is what they're doing with all those hearts. They have a lot of hearts to rough and dummy. And if they try to cash the ace, king of diamonds, that gets roughed. It's not a fun hand to play. I wish I had more control over this, but I don't. Can we see what happened on board 2, please? 2. Let me predict what I would think the auction would be. I know this is not necessarily what happened. Well, pass, pass. Yeah, actually, pass, pass, 1 spade, all pass is actually a very reasonable auction because you open a spade in third chair and no one really has a bid. It's not great to make it take out double 4x3 with only 3 hearts. And the other hand has 4 points, so they shouldn't respond. Now, the question is how you should do in spades. I feel like you maybe are supposed to make 10 tricks. Because I would think they get the king of hearts lead, they play another heart, you rough it. We started by playing ace, king of clubs and rough a club. Let's say high. It's because you'd figure that if the clubs are 3-2, then you're great, and if they're not 3-2, then you don't want to get over roughed. And then you play a diamond to knock out the ace of diamonds. They win, and they can eventually over up the 4th round of clubs, but you just lose 1 diamond, 1 over rough, and 1 heart. It feels like you have 10 tricks, and there's a possibility of them tapping you out, but it seems like that's going to be a lot of work. I don't know what actually happened, but it seems like spades is close to making 4. Board 3, sorry. Board 3 is, sorry, I'm just trying to find out a way to get so that I can do it. So I'm texting about trying to find ways to get to for me to do it. 2 spades by West down 1. See what the South has the 12 points. You can open a club. They overcalled 2 spades, which is reasonable. I would be tempted to do something with the North end. I wouldn't really want to pass 2 spades. You could either, but it's a horrible hand. So if you bid 3 diamonds, it's a game force. And if you don't bid 3 diamonds, if you don't bid 3, if you make a negative double, there's a danger of getting to hearts. I might compromise with bidding 3 clubs and hope your partner has 4 because they usually do when they open a club. Um, But then they're probably going to raise to 3 spades, which is certainly going to make. We just have a heart, 2 diamonds, and a club, right? Because the ace of hearts is on side. It's hard to get to your diamond contract because you can make a lot of tricks in. Yeah, everyone's in spade. People got to 4 went down 1, and the people who bid lower. Let me see if maybe the tournament, by the way, opened up. Sometime maybe the tournament officially finished, and I can get to it, and I can share it, and I can control, and that would be better for me. Nope, it's still an ongoing. I don't know why the tournament's not showing up as being done. Which is very, very annoying. But so let's see what board 4 looks like. Sorry about being disassociated. One of the things is we're working on the way that I can get the hands in advance, and that way I can share them with you better. So hopefully within a week, this whole procedure will be smoother and better. And I'm sorry about this. Board 4, 3-no trump by Sal. They have a 1-no trump opener, but I'm sorry, it goes a spade. Oh, someone opened a spade in third chair, which was aggressive, not necessary. South over called a no trump. He went 2 spades. Now, what you might want to do is bid 3 hearts forcing, because a nuisance on the 3 otherwise responder is always forcing, in case your partner had 3 hearts. But you end up getting to 3-no either way. As long as you're careful with your spade spots, you have 2 spade stoppers, which gives you 2 spades, 2 hearts, a diamond, and 4 clubs for sure. And if you choose to take the heart finesse, you have 10 tricks. Right, because you can knock out the 4 ace of clubs for 4 club tricks. You get 2 spades with your 2 spade stoppers. You have yeah, so some people made 630, one person made 5, but they were only in 2, and one person insists on playing hearts, which was a mistake because they don't have an 8-card heart fit. Now when the hearts didn't break, they went down. But 3 hearts, over 3 hearts, you should bid 3-no. I understand just bidding 3-no because you do have an extra spade stopper, but I would have shown my 5 hearts if I had my choice. Okay, let's see what board 5 looks like. 2 hearts by east. Let's see what happens. North opens a club, 13 points, 5 clubs, normal. They were called 1 heart. South, I guess, can't bid. You'd like to normally respond with 7 points, but you don't have a negative double. You don't have club support. You don't have a heart stopper. You're going to be forced to pass. Goes 1 spade, pass, 2 hearts, and no one's going to bid anything. How should you do in 2 hearts? I think you should make it. Because what I would expect happens, they're going to lead something. Let's say they lead a club. And a club, all you do is you cross to dummy, and you take a heart finesse, and you play the ace of hearts. Does anyone have a guess how you're supposed to play the diamonds? This is probably the problem on this hand. Because the diamond finesse, when you're missing the 10 and the 9, really 10, 9, 8 doesn't really help you. Because even if it goes queen, king, ace, you just have the 2 diamond tricks. So the right way to play the diamond suit when you eventually get around to playing it is playing ace of diamonds and a low diamond towards the queen jack. Since you can't ever pick up the king, queen, king, ace, you're still going to lose a trick to the 10 or the 9. This gives you a chance of the king of diamonds falling on air like it does here. Then you have 3 diamond tricks. At least 4 heart tricks, you can actually get 5, and 1 spade for 9. So I think I would guess perfect play nets you 9 tricks in hearts. You cross dummy with a diamond or a spade, you take a heart finesse, you cash the ace of hearts, you play another heart, the hearts break, and then when you get to dummy with your other ace, you lead a diamond towards the queen, and you end up just losing 1 spade, 1 heart, 1 diamond, 1 club for 9 tricks. So 140 for east-west, I think, is the score if the east-west pair plays perfectly. I'm not sure if anyone did, but it was a very good score for north-south for beating 2 hearts 1, so it was probably good. Yeah, some made 2. Only 1 person made the 3 they were supposed. Oh, it's 2 spades made 3, but no one made the 9 tricks and hearts they were supposed to. But I'd be pretty sure the double dummy solver would tell you were supposed to make 3. Board 6. 2 hearts by north. Let's see how that happened. Pass by east. 6 points, not else. 9 points in the south will pass. Next hand has an opening 1 club bid. Normal 1 heart overcall, very sound with 13 points. Pass where I would probably make a negative double over 1 heart, honestly. You have 6 high card points. I know that Jack Hearts is worth very good, but you have a singleton heart, you'd like to bid something. You have the perfect shape for take that help. You have spades, you have diamonds, you have even a little club support if your partner bids it. But they're going to raise hearts anyway, so it doesn't matter because your partner can't bid anything. They're going to end up in 2 hearts. You have to decide if you're going to lead a club or well, it was average for 2 hearts because a few people made it. One got a little less with 3 diamonds down 2, and one got. Have to fix this display because this display is wrong. Some of the pluses for north-south are showing as minuses, but it's probably a Howl bug, but we have to fix that so it doesn't happen anymore. But I might lead, a club lead is probably your best lead on this hand, but you're definitely off at least 1 heart, maybe 2. You're off a diamond, you're off a club, and you're off a spade. 2 hearts, a diamond, a club, and a spade seems about normal making 2 because you can sort of you can pitch a club on the spade, maybe rough a club and dummy, and just lose 2 hearts, a diamond, a club, and a spade. So I actually like the idea of making 2. Doesn't seem like East West can bid more. So and it was an average score for making 2. By the way, if anyone has a question, you can type it in chat and I will try to answer it. Board 7. Let's see. South opens. 4 points passes. Pass with 6. North has 14. Opens a diamond. Next hand has 16. Overcalls a no trump. Everyone vulnerable. No one really has a bid. But you probably get a heart lead. So you start out with the first 5 heart tricks. And if you can then somehow signal for a club switch, let's say you have some pitching issues, but if you want to keep Jack 10 4 the diamonds and the clubs, you can. The problem is the spades come in so friendly. They can probably at the first 5 hearts, they probably can take the rest of the tricks if they play it perfectly. But if you take the first 5 hearts, they certainly can't get more than that. Although someone got 87.5% for going 120 as plus 120 is East West. That makes sense because you take all your tricks. If you win, cross the king of diamonds, play a spade to the queen, you get. That's 7 tricks, but there's some pitching issues. I guess that it's hard for North to never pitch a diamond from Jack 10 4th. Then you get 4 diamonds, 3 spades, and a club. So you did very well for making 120. The 2 people made 120. Some people went down. I'm guessing they played the diamonds before they hooked the spades. But if you hook the spade, well, one of the important things is you should not lead the Jack when you don't really want it to be covered. Play low because then you get your 3 spade tricks for sure. 3 spades, 3 diamonds, and a club. You'll never go down. If you lead the Jack of spades, you might have trouble because you might set up a trick with the 10. But I think that East West should be pitching clubs when they run the hearts also, by the way. Keep your spade and your diamond tricks potentially. 8. Nice hand. 1 diamond. You have enough points for no trump, but not the right shape. North overcalls a spade. 2 clubs, which is a little bit on the pushy side, right? Because theoretically, you should have 10 points for new suit on the 2 level. But see, Deborah, your reward for screen saving is that I comment on your auctions all the time. Because those are the auctions I can see. And now you have 15, which is 16, which is more than you promised. You bid 3 now. What tricks do you have 3 now? If they leave the king of spades, you're going to duck it. And now the question is, do they figure out not to play another spade? But I don't know. It's a hard defense because If they continue to play spades, you have a couple spade tricks. You have 4 diamonds is 6. You can get 2 clubs by knocking out the clubs. If they switch to a heart, my guess is you're going down. If they win the king of spades and switch to a heart, I don't think you're gonna have 9 tricks anymore. But if they don't switch to a heart, if they play another spade, then as I said, you get 2 spades, 4 diamonds. You can get 2 club tricks by winning the queen with the ace and knocking out the king with the jack, and a heart. So that's 2 spades, 2 clubs, 4 diamonds, and a heart is 9, which will get you 400 for nearly a top. Board number 9, please. Nice hand for West. Pass, 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 because no one has any points. And then there are 22 over there. So you open 2 clubs. Someone made an aggressive 2-diamond overcall, but it didn't really affect anything. It went pass, pass, 2, no trump. And whenever you bid no trump without bidding any suits naturally, you should always be playing statement and transfers. Not that it matters to Michelle's hand because she doesn't have a 5 or a 4 card major. So you just play 3 no. They probably lead the queen of diamonds. And the question is what happens from there. You have 4 spade tricks. You try to play the clubs, but actually you should make a lot of tricks. You have 4 spade tricks, you have 2 diamonds, you have 4 clubs, that's 10, and I guess ace, queen, hearts on, so that's it. So 10 tricks. You get 4 clubs with the 10 drops, you can knock out the king, but the problem is the ace, queen, of hearts are offside, so they get 1 club and 2 hearts, and that's it. 10 tricks. That's it. Nothing too exciting about the play. Board number 10, please. Board number 10, let's see. East opens 1 heart, only 10 high card points, but 6-5 is more than worth it. Rule of 20, you actually have 21, and or if you count length or whatever, you're well going to get into an opening bid. You open a heart, it goes pass, a spade, North Overcall and no trump. I probably would have bid 2 diamonds, 6-5, but 2 hearts worked out fine too. Pass, 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 and what do you plan to lose? You're going to lose 2 spades, you're going to lose 2 diamonds, and you're going to lose a heart, but apparently you didn't lose all those tricks because you made 140. But ace, queen of spades are offside. You're off the ace, king of diamonds, and you do have to lose a heart. Oh, maybe they let a club at some point, and you didn't lead spades, so you got to throw away one of your spades on the ace of clubs. That'll get you up to 9 tricks. That's probably what happened, right? Because if they didn't lead a spade, if they don't lead their club right away, if they don't lead their spade right away, they lose one of their spade tricks. They can't pitch their diamonds. There are too many of them. Even if that spades, they're just not going to have the entries to do it. Take the spades later. It's just an opening lead, guess. 11. Okay. A board that didn't go great for 1 heart. Sorry, pass. 1 heart. Pass. 18 points, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds. You had 3 clubs and probably went 3 no, 4 no quantitative, which is all very reasonable, but things don't break too well. You have 3 heart tricks. I don't know what they led, but to start with, you have 3 hearts, 3 clubs. Well, the problem is a spade. If they lead a spade, you're just going to go down because now they have 3 spades and a club to take, so you're on your way to down at least 1. I assume you would take a diamond. I would take a diamond hook at some point, and then you'll lose, and they get 3 spades and diamond, but you at least have 2 diamonds, 3 clubs, 3 hearts, and a spade. So you'll take 9 tricks. You should take 9 tricks, right? You have 2 diamond tricks from the ace, queen, jack, 3 heart tricks, 3 clubs, and a spade. As long as you didn't cash out all your, one of the things to remember is how likely is a 3-3 break. People like the idea of a 3-3 break, but a 3-3 break is only about a third of the time. It's not a great play. So I would have taken the finesse first before I played for the 3-3 break. The problem is if you cash your ace, king, queens, you're setting up more tricks for them. So that's how you might end up going down more than one. Like if you cash the ace, king, queen of clubs, then they have 3 spades, a diamond, and a club, and you end up going down 2 and 4 no trump instead of 1, or you go down in 3 no. People spend too much time trying to play their 3-3 for things to break 3-3. Generally, that's your last resort. Anyway, board 12. Okay, I'm also having pass by west, 2 spades by north, which vulnerable. I'm not sure I would have done it with that suit. Overcalled 3 diamonds. South really been only 3 spades with 5 card support. But sooner or later they get to the normal 4 spades and they're just on 2 aces. But it's, although you might try to sacrifice in 5-0 minor if the auction goes right for you, but their auction's saying very weird. I think once Deborah raised Michelle to 4, I would have bid 5 diamonds, especially white on red. I have 7 diamonds in a void. Make them bid 5 spades. Here you're actually only down 1 and 5 diamonds. So you had to, admittedly they can bid 5 spades and make it, but they might not. So you might as well give them a chance to not bid 5 spades. But you know, white on red is a good time to sacrifice. You have 7 diamonds in a void and your partner raised. I think I would have sacrificed. Board 13, please. All right, I just added my email, which is not a very fancy one. If anyone wants to ask me a question because this didn't go perfectly the way I wanted to, my email is aaron@swangames.com is one of my email addresses. So if you have a question that I didn't get to cover, you're welcome to ask me. Board 13, pass, 3 hearts, 7 good hearts, not very much else. Perfect description. Take out double. He has an opening hand, especially with 4 spades, and they got to 3 spades. So they jumped to 4 spades. It's right on the borderline for a jump to 4 spades and bidding 3. 2 card hearts is the wrong number, but it's close. But here, 4 spades ended up going down 1. It might have gone down 2 on perfect defense. If you can get all your tricks, right? You have 2 hearts, 2 diamonds, and a club. Like if you choose to guess to lead the 8 of diamonds, which a reasonable lead, they'll win. They can play your 2 rounds of hearts and play another diamond through, and then you have 5 tricks set up: 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, and a club. If you lead the 10 of clubs by accident instead, well, then you get 1 fewer trick because they can win the ace and play a heart through, but now the 4th club is good to pitch one of the diamonds. So now you only get 1 diamond. You have to find the diamond lead to beat it too, but getting up to 4 spades was pretty good because one person sacrificed over it. One person got to only play 3 and one person got to play 3 hearts. It was all over the place. Okay, let's go back to the board 14, sorry. Board 14 is pass, 1 diamond. I admit I would have started with 2 diamonds first because you really have both majors. And like here, it works much better. In hearts, you're going to make at least 5. Maybe 6 if they don't cash outright, but at least 5 because I guess only 5. You're probably gonna have to draw trumps too, but you'll make 5 because you get to rough your spades good after you draw trumps. But if you play in spades, you'll just lose the 2 clubs. If you play in spades, you have to lose a spade and 2 clubs, you make only 4. So it's important to bid Michaels. You can always raise whatever your partner bids to 4. And the reason you got a top was because everyone else played in hearts and made 5. Okay. Okay, let's go back. 15. See, 1 no trump by South, 15 ugly points. I don't like those points, but I would still open a no trump. Pass. 2 clubs. I don't like that, right? Because normally you need at least 8 points. I actually like to have 9 points to bid Stamen because I don't like inviting with 8, but you certainly don't want to invite with 7. But it led to a good response because your partner did bid a major. If your partner bid 2 diamonds, you would be sad, but they got to play 2 hearts, all pass. And 2 hearts. Well, the heart is on, so you're going to lose 1 diamond, you're going to lose 2 spades, and you're going to lose 1 club for 140 because the diamonds break 3-3, so there's no problem there, and the hearts are 3-2 with the queen on side, and you're just going to lose the ace king of spades, and even if they try to get a spade ruff, it's not going to work because you can over ruff it. So 140 seems like what they're supposed to make, although apparently almost no one did, but the other person 2 hearts went down. But it's not automatic for them to get to 2 hearts. I would think you go 1 no trump pass, they balance 2 clubs if they play it as natural. And then North should balance with a double, which would get you back to 2 hearts, but it was harder. An aggressive 6 spades. Let's see if it's a good contract or not. It's not bad at all. Sort of feel like you're supposed to make 6 spades. Okay. Okay, so you did well to get 6 spades. 1 spade, pass, 3 clubs, which is probably some kind of raise. Can't see if that's 3 clubs or 3 spades. 1 spade, pass, whatever, 3 spades, 3 no trump, black with 6 spades. So my generic plan on this hand, right, is to ruff 2 diamonds and dummy and draw trumps. So what I would try to do as safe as I can. Let's say I leave their stiff heart. I would win in my hand, I would ruff a diamond. I'd play ace of clubs and ruff a club, and I'd ruff my last little diamond and dummy. Now I still have a trump and dummy. I play the ace king of spades, and that's it. All I would lose would be 1 spade. The hearts are all good. I've ruffed my 2 diamonds. So you should be crossing to your hand as safely as you can, which means 1 round of hearts and 1 club ruff because you don't want to take a chance of a suit breaking badly. So 1 round of hearts should be safe. If they break 4-1, the second round's not safe. 1 club's ruff should be safe. It deals with up to a 4-2 break. If they break 5-1, you might have trouble, but again, you want to cover sort of the even break and 1 further if you can, and then you draw the ace king of spades, and then you're just gonna be cold. Obviously, you'd rather slightly end up in hearts, but when you find 1 8 card made should fit, it's hard to look for another. Okay, board 17, please. 1 no trump, pass, 2 clubs, pass, 2 spades, pass, 4 spades. So it's 1 no trump, 15, 2 clubs, 2 spades. Yeah, they certainly have enough for 4 spades. You have 14 points. What should you lose? You have no diamond losers. You have no spade losers. So, yeah. So you just end up losing 2 clubs, which seems very reasonable because you are going to lose 2 clubs. You lose low to the king and the queen, or low to the queen and the ace. You have to lose a trick. So 450 seems very normal, which is almost everyone did the same thing. 1 person made 6. I guess they hopped the ace of clubs, or they did something where they got to finesse the heart, like they let a heart. Something happened where they got to make 6, but 5 seems like a very normal number. And last but not least, um, pass one club myself. This hand has a tough hand to bid, and you're probably supposed to pass theoretically. Goes one spade, pass, two spades, double, perfect. So that should be an opening hand with short spades because that's why you didn't double the first time. Pass, they bid three diamonds, and hopefully they balanced into three spades probably. But now Michelle chose a very aggressive four diamond bid, and they made the mistake of double balancing, right? If you think you have enough points, like what I would have done if they had bid four diamonds, I would have just taken a shot at it, figuring I have 9 points, they're on the four level, my partner opened the bidding. I admittedly, you're only going to beat it one, right? Because you are in four diamonds. That was what you end up. They bid four diamonds. I thought it said four spades, but I can't read because my eyes are bad. It was a good choice to bid four diamonds because they were making three spades, and four diamonds turned out to be a good white sacrifice. I mean, I wouldn't have quite done it. It's very aggressive with the five count balance, but you do have five card diamond suit and three hearts, which are pretty good. You need a little luck to go down only one, which is you needed trumps 2-2, and you need the queen of hearts finesse to work. You're always going to lose the ace king of spades and the ace king of clubs, but the uh, the thing that was good about this is you're not vulnerable, and even if you go down two, if they don't double, you're okay. Which is why, by the way, on the north hand, I would have doubled four spades. I have 9 points. You know they have less than half the deck. If they make 130 against you on a hand like this, it's virtually a zero anyway. So at match points, when I think they're bidding something which most of the field won't bid, and they're bidding over my part score, I just tend to double. When they bid higher than I'm willing to bid, and I know we have more points than they do, I just double, close my eyes and double. Here it wouldn't have changed the score virtually at all, actually not at all. But if somehow you got to beat them two, then it would turn 100, which is a really bad score, into 300, which would be a top. And that's an important idea, is that you don't usually get a good score if they bid out over you on these types of hands. Anyway, I don't know. I have nothing more to say because I think I went through all the boards. But again, since I didn't get to really answer questions for people directly, if you have and because I couldn't look at the hands right, you can email me at aaron@swangames.com. I will respond to you as soon as I possibly can. And this process is still something we're working on. Something went wrong with the game with the robots today, which unfortunately probably led to the tournament not ending correctly and the scores not going, but we'll fix it. We'll figure out a way to get the scores entered and the master points done right and things like that. And hopefully the next time, whoever's going over the boards will actually have access to the boards, which will make their explanation because they can go through the boards and show it to you and do things much better. But thank you all for playing and trying. And again, if you have any questions, comments, need any help, please email me at aaron@swangames.com, or you can email adam@swangames.com, and we will try our hardest to help you. Anyway, thank you, and I'm going to go because I'm sick of listening to my own voice. But thank you very much. I'll talk to you soon.